Coverage Law back here with another episode for you guys. I got a nice group of pickups for you, spanning everything from Nintendo all the way up to current gen. Well, technically, I guess at this point, last gen. So let's just dive right into it, and I'll show you the stuff I got. First up, I got another game to cross off the Tetris list. We got Tetris Blast for the Game Boy. I've never actually played this, so I'll probably throw it on the Super Game Boy and give it a shot. Grab that off eBay for a decent price. So happy to have that crossed off. Next up for Nintendo, we have a game I've been looking for a very long time. I finally just gave in and bought one off of eBay because I was tired of waiting for it. I've been looking for it for the entire 2 years that I've been trying to collect. Could never find it for a decent price. This one was an okay price, so I picked up Battletoads on the Nintendo. I love this game. If you are playing retro games, you need to know this game. If you don't know this game, there might be something wrong with your childhood. Fantastic, fantastic beat 'em up. So many sequels that I need to pick up. There's a couple of crossovers with Double Dragon. There's one for the Genesis, I think. I need to get the rest of these, but this is the original, frustrating, hard as hell frog beat 'em up that started them all. I absolutely love this game, and I'm very excited to sit down and play it again. Moving on, we'll move on to some Genesis stuff. I picked up a copy of Spider-Man for the Genesis. This is different than the other Spider-Man for the Genesis. The other one is Spider-Man versus the Sinister Six. This is Spider-Man versus the Kingpin, but both of them only say Spider-Man on that. So watch for the art, and you'll be able to tell the difference. This is the better game. I've played both of them. I sat down and played this the night I got it, and this one is actually pretty fun. The other one is a jumbled up piece of shit with with horrible controls. So then I picked up Side Pocket. This is a pool game. This is a very good pool game. Not only do you just play pool, like most of the other pool games out there, but this one actually has little mini games and essentially story missions, kind of like you play against different players and you advance through the ranks. So it's not just playing pool to play pool. There's actually goals to accomplish, and like I said, there's little mini games where you do trick shots to earn extra lives and stuff. Very, very fun game. Happy to have that in my collection. Next up, some more superhero goodness. We have X-Men 2, The Clone Wars. This game is a sequel to the first X-Men that we had on Genesis. It's set up a little bit differently. You start automatically as Cyclops as soon as you start the game. There's ways to switch characters. You can hold the D-pad in different directions, and I'll give you a different character to start with. Or you can die, and then when you die, you get to pick your different character. But the graphics are better than the first one. The sound is just as good. The music is just as good. They changed it so you can pretty much use unlimited mutant powers, so you can just go through the entire stage blasting Cyclops, but the enemies are a little bit harder, so it balances out. But still, overall, very, very fun game. Very happy to have that. I would like to find a case for this one. I have a case for the first one in the manual. I'd like to find a case of manual for this one, but we'll see. Then next up, we have RoboCop versus Terminator. This was actually in a lot of games I was testing to put in my store. I had never played it before. I popped it in to test it, and I was in love in a second. You play as RoboCop. You can aim his gun in every direction. Just unlike the Nintendo ones, there's no waiting to use your gun. You start with it, and there's so much blood. They all explode into little balls of blood when you shoot them. I love it. The stages are set up pretty cool. There's different weapons you can pick up. Eventually, you fight some Terminators. But I didn't think a licensed game like this would be fun, so I just popped in to make sure it worked, and then I was like, well, I'll give it a shot. I played the first couple stages. I'm like, well, I'm not selling this. So I kept it for myself. Very, very fun game. If you get a chance to find it, I definitely recommend picking it up. Really good. Then next we have a title I'd never heard of. I was in a local store. I was looking around. I had some store credit there. I grabbed this game off the shelf. I snapped a pic of it. I sent it off to my gamer group, and I was like, yo, what is this game? And they're like, well, that's a pretty decent shooter. It's a little uncommon. So I picked up Wings of War. According to my sources, I got it for about retail. So, like I said, I had store credit. It wasn't really a big deal. I had never seen this. It's just a plain white case, and there was another game by this company in there too, DreamWorks. I'm not sure if that's the same DreamWorks that makes How to Train Your Dragon and Shrek and whatnot, but I was very interested in this. I popped it in. It's a really good shmup. Very, very fun. Reminds me a little bit of Legendary Wings, but I really enjoyed it. I'm glad I grabbed it. Like I said, a little bit uncommon. I'd never even heard of it. I'd never seen it before, so I was like, yeah, I'll take a shot on that, and grabbed it. And then also from that store with my store credit, I picked up a copy of Decap Attack. It is not complete. It is just the game and the case, but that's okay with me. I don't know if you've ever played this game, but it's a platformer action game. You play as like this mummy, and your head on top is your weapon. You can take it off and throw it. Pretty fun. A little challenging. Nice level design. Sometimes it get a little confusing, but it's a very fun game. I definitely recommend that if you have not played it. Now we'll move on to the next system I got some games for. We got some 64 games. So first up is Aero Fighters Assault. Again, a game I'd never played before. I popped it in to test it, and it's super fun, so I kept it. It reminds me Ace Combat kind of, just on the 64. So always good to have a variety of games playing the 64, since most of them are 3D action platformers. So this is a flight action combat simulator game, and I enjoyed it. I played through the first couple of stages, and I really enjoyed it. The next up, I finally picked up a copy of Donkey Kong 64 for myself. I've had 2 or 3 of these, and I've sold them because I've had other people who really, really wanted it. So I didn't have a copy for myself. The last time I picked one up, I picked it up for myself. I'll be keeping this. I'm very happy to have it. I only played it a little bit when I originally had my 64 as a kid, so pretty happy to get that and play through that. Let's move on to GameCube now. We have just 3 games, but I'm very happy to have all 3 of them. First, as a gift that was given to me by my friend, Beautiful Joe 2. It is complete and in perfect condition. The Beautiful Joe games are side-scrolling beat-em-ups, but you have the ability to control time, so you can slow it down, speed it up, pause it, and reverse it. Very, very difficult, very, very challenging, but very, very fun. I really, really enjoy these games. I just got to pick up number 1 now, and then there's a Smash Brothers type game, but I've been told it's not very good, so I probably will not be picking that one up. Then next, we have a combination of some Zelda goodness. First, we have the Wind Waker. It is just the disc and then the paperwork. I need to find the manual. I would like to have it complete. My disc games, for some reason, disc games I like to have complete. It bothers me a little bit when there's no manual and stuff. It's player's choice. Don't care. Very happy to have this. This is my second favorite Zelda. The first one being Link to the Past. The third one being Ocarina of Time. Those would be my top 3. Really, really love this game. I'm very excited to sit down and play it again. As you saw in the last video, I picked up Twilight Princess for the GameCube, but I'm probably going to put that to the side and start playing this now because I like this game a lot better. I'm having a hard time getting into Twilight Princess, so I'll have to come back to that. Then last on the GameCube, we have the Zelda Collector's Disc. This, I believe, was given away as a promotional item with Reserves of Wind Waker. My copy is complete. It comes with the original Legend of Zelda, Link's Awakening, Ocarina of Time, and Majora's Mask. For some reason, Link to the Past is not on this. If it was on this, it would be the best thing in the world, and I'd probably never take it out of my GameCube. But it's very fun, very hard to find, very happy to have it, especially in such really good condition. Yeah, very happy to have that. Alright, now we have some current gen stuff. So we'll start with PS3. I picked up a copy of Deadpool. This was just 20 bucks at GameStop. I'm waiting for it to be about 20 bucks because I've heard it's decent, but it's short. I'm a big fan of Deadpool though, so I was happy to have that and grab that. I've not popped it in yet. I've still got a few other games I'm working through before I can get to that, but we will. And then another gift from the same person that gave me Beautiful Joe was a copy of Orcs and Elves for the DS. This is, again, complete. This case is hard to open. I have not played it yet. I've watched a couple videos that he sent me, but it's like a 2D dungeon crawler RPG made by the same guys that made the Doom RPG. If you remember that was a big hit on the flip phones back then. It was an awesome game. So I'm pretty excited to give this a shot. Not very graphically advanced, but that's okay because we all know, being retro lovers, that is not always the case to make a good game. So I'm very excited to give that a shot. But I have been caught up on this last game for the last week or so. I picked up the collector's edition of Bravely Default. I've been playing the demo. If you've not played the demo, download the demo. It is essentially free DLC. My playthrough lasted me about 12 hours. I 100%ed the demo. It earned you a bunch of different extra stuff for the in-game. For the actual game, you can earn different equipment, and it gets you associated with the game, but it essentially is free DLC. It's awesome. It works like all the features of the full game are there. You can street pass your friends in it. You can build up a town in it, and it's just fantastic. And if I had not played the demo, I might not be so excited about this, but I'm super excited about this. So I'll do you a quick walkthrough of the collector's edition. It's hard for me to get out, but the game, of course, comes with it. Then on top is a deck of AR cards. These hold little CG movies that you can watch, and also 3D character models that you can view in the DS. There we go. And I haven't unwrapped mine yet, but you can kind of take a look at them there. Sorry about the reflection from the computer screen. So I thought originally, I knew it came with AR cards, but I thought originally it was just a couple. I did not know it was a whole deck, so that is very awesome. We're keeping those in there nice and safe. As far as I know, this is the only way to get physical copies of the cards. You can, however, download them from Nintendo's website or Square Enix's website, and then that will allow you to at least see the movies and stuff. But as far as I know, that's the only way to get a physical copy of the cards, besides printing them off. Then it came with a soundtrack, and this is an actual jewel case. I haven't opened it yet. It is 10 tracks of music. It's very, very well designed. The art on the cover is nice. Very happy to have that. The music in the game is absolutely fantastic. I'm absolutely loving it. Sometimes I'll be working on the computer and I'll be playing Bravely Default at the same time, and usually I'll close my DS, but this one I leave open because the music is just so nice. And then lastly, it comes with a deluxe art book. Arbitrary words to be sure. But it's got character models and stage sketches, and I'm not lining that up correctly. There we go. But yeah, all kinds of cool stuff in there. I'm a big fan of art books. I have a few myself. I'm planning on going a little bit heavier on the art books this year, because I like them. I like looking at the art books. And then of course it comes in this lovely packaging, which I'm going to try and hold up without dropping anything out of. And it's displayed really nicely. I like the plain black packaging all around. The cards fell out there. I like the plain black. I'm sorry. I like the plain black packaging all around. It's pretty big. Let's see, what can I stand it next to? So there's a Genesis case, and there is the Bravely Default, so you can get an idea of how thick and big this thing is. It makes a great display piece, and then, like I said, all the extras are there. It was only $15 extra retail. I'm seeing that, like with most collector's edition, they are very, very, very hard to come by now because everything got picked up. My next video is going to be a collector's advice video, stuff I've picked up over the last couple of years, so look for that because I've got some tips for newbie collectors. And then I did have one more pickup. Picked up the Beast, the original Xbox. This is going to be a mod project for me. It came complete with this blue controller. So I'm happy to have that. I had an original Xbox when they first came out, and I played the heck out of it. There are a few exclusive titles that I'm going to be picking up that I really want to replay. Advent Rising being one of them. Very underrated game in my opinion. It got a lot of flack because there is some glitches, but I think the overall gameplay and the story of it override that. But that's just my opinion. So I'm gonna do a mod project, buy a converter for the hard drive, buy a new hard drive, and try and mod this. I've never done that before, so it should be fun. Probably keep that for myself. And then I just picked up Namco Museum from Goodwill to test the game out. I have no idea what it's worth. I paid $5. I don't care. Namco Museum is it's a good game. It's got a lot of classics on, and I needed something to test the Xbox out with, so I picked that up. And yeah, that's all I got for you. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like I said, I'm going to do a collector's advice video next. As always, fight evil, play video games.